So go get that cheesecake, honey. So I wanted to just thank God for me having another year. Thank y'all for coming on. I'm trying to give people enough time to come on, or they can always go back and catch the live. I guess you can do like a review. I have my son here. They told me if you over a certain age, you're supposed to have somebody here in the room with you that's younger. And so my son is in the background, and he's probably not saying much, but I'm asking him questions as I go because I have no idea. This is why I don't do live. I was a Facebooker live, and I did that with, awesome. I was a G at that. But this part, I'm not really that good at. So I'm trying to see how this goes. So I want to just blow my candles out and thank God for another year. And I want to go ahead and start because I don't want to keep y'all. That's the end of the music. That's all I have in me. It's too much. Yay! Happy birthday to me. I do have me some cranberry juice. A little cranberry juice is in a wine glass with some cranberry juice. I gotta go to work tomorrow, so yes, cranberry juice. I wanted to come on tonight and share my cheesecake with y'all and give y'all some marital tips. It's not just marital tips, it's actual marital tips for the married couples and some relationship tips for the single couples. And I want to share a little bit with you about what I do as a marriage coach. And so I'm going to just go ahead and just jump right into that. My name is Tanika, better known as Coach T. And I am a marriage restoration life coach. And I'm going to just share a little bit with y'all and see if y'all have any questions. I do want to see if I can have someone come on and, maybe ask some questions. If they have any questions after I, share a couple of points with you. And if you can see my shirt, you probably can't really see it. Okay. Basically, the shirt says, if you allow God the opportunity to change you, the results are perfect. The results are perfect. This was something that the Lord gave me back in my time doing when I was going through some times in my own marriage, and the Lord helped restore and brought my marriage back to a place. So it's a saying that the Lord spoke to me, and I actually put it on a shirt, and I wanted to share it with someone on this evening. So I'll show you how you can get a shirt at the end of this video. Alrighty, so I'm going to just jump into it. I see a lot of marriage couples. I see a lot of couples on live doing their business, their coaching business, and they do it with each other. That is not my coaching style. That is not my coaching style. But that is awesome. Husband and wife tag teaming together, coming in together, doing awesome work. That is amazing. My husband does not do ministry with me at this time, or should I say yet. Yet he is my ministry. My husband is my ministry. And so he's also my testimony and a constant reminder of God's faithfulness to me and how God restored our marriage. God gave me a second chance with my husband and in my marriage. And so his words to me was, when my husband came back home, was to love your husband. Love your husband without conditions. Love your husband without conditions. And so that has been my assignment, my divine assignment. And I take it very, very seriously. I hold on to that wholeheartedly. So my coaching style is buoyant. My coaching style is buoyant. I keep spouses and individuals lifted up. Also singles. It's not just for husband and wives. I also coach singles as well. And I help them basically recover while they're in their current relationship as a single couple, or relationship as a married couple. I also specialize in fragile covenants and helping spouses to love each other unconditionally, So my coaching style is basically teaching spouses how to love each other unconditionally while in or doing a fragile season of their marriage or relationship. I also mentor and coach wives and wives-to-be. I help them to come back to a healthier place in their marital covenant, or if they're preparing for marriage, I mentor and coach you. My strategy is simple. I help you get unstuck and move forward. I help you get unstuck and move forward. I do carry the Deborah mantle. And so my spiritual gifts, I use that to master in my coaching sessions. I disciple, I mentor, I coach, I facilitate, I teach. My coaching style highlights God's unconditional love, and his vision for marriages and for your life. I'm not just a marriage coach. That's why I call myself a marriage life coach, because I do both. But my specialty is marriage. I'm a Bible teacher, and I coach and facilitate premarital sessions. I do that because I want to teach the fundamentals of the marriage. I want to grab the couples in the beginning before they even say I do. I want to grab the couples in the beginning of their relationship before they journey along in this long-term relationship and decide, oh my goodness, this is not for me. And so I call myself the fundamental Bible teacher, so I can teach you about the marital covenant. My end goal is to reconcile you or help you to return or gain a relationship with Christ, whether as a couple or individually, and eventually to celebrate your wedding ceremony or your vow renewal. And so tonight, I want to briefly talk to you about marital recovery for my married couples or relationship rescue, and that's for my singles. And then I'll take a few questions if you have any questions at the end, and I can also tell you how you can get a free t-shirt. So the word I want to share with you tonight is yet. Y-E-T, yet. Yet is defined as up until then. I like this word because it gives you hope, and it's a faith word. It represents faith. And I use it because the scripture tells us in Luke 18:27, but Jesus said, what is impossible with man is possible with God. What is impossible with man is possible with God. And so I like to basically bring hope to couples, bring hope to relationships, bring hope to individuals. So the biggest three things I want to share with you tonight, I'm going to just point out three little points to share with you. And I'm pointing these things out because these are the clients that I deal with a lot, and these are the ones that I interact with on a regular. And so these are the different things that may come up in a session that I end up discussing and talking to with different couples or individuals. And so the first one is your spouse or your spouse-to-be may have not been able to give you what you want from them in a relationship. They cannot give you what you want in the marital relationship or in a regular relationship. An example of that could be like, you may want them to be romantic, rub your feet, tell you I love you, and those kind of things. And they're not able to give you those things yet. Therefore, causing your relationship or the marriage to start a season of fragileness, or go down a bad road. One of the other things I deal with a lot is the spouse or the spouses-to-be may have some cover-up wounds or some deep-down wounds that the person may not be willing to discuss at that time. Therefore causing the relationship to head into a toxic direction. These are the ones that's dealing with addictions and generational curses, and they have an unhealthy background, things of that nature. You may have, and this is the last one, you may have a spouse or spouse-to-be who may be carrying rejection from a previous infection. They may be carrying rejection from a previous infection and projecting it on you without even knowing that they're doing that. And it may be something that they are not willing or not ready to deal with at that time, or may not be willing to deal with at that moment, or they may not even know that they're doing these things, something like that, so therefore causing the relationship to be toxic and or abusive, leading the person that's in the relationship with them to want to just end the relationship altogether. These come from like abandonment issues, abuse, child molestation, pride, things in that nature. And so I want to just give you 5 things that you can recover, how you can recover in these areas. If you're dealing with a person who, look, I'm in this relationship with this person, they don't really know how to love me like I need to be loved. They don't really know how to treat me like I need to be treated. I think a man's supposed to be this way, or I think a woman's supposed to be this way, and they're not doing these type of things for me or with me, because they probably don't know how to do it. Then you have a person who they don't even know that they have an infection from a previous relationship or a previous something that happened to them in their past. And so they're projecting and bringing that into their current relationship without knowing. And that could be a problem. And then you may have, for the last one, a person who just not ready to talk about their wounds. They're just not ready to talk about the things that they have dealt with. And that can be a problem, which bring you to a place where the relationship goes sour, it goes bad, it goes wrong, and a lot of people just want to give up. Listen, one thing I do want to emphasize, and one thing I like to always share with individuals and with couples, is that if you are preparing for the marital covenant, these are some things that you want to be able to deal with and take care of ahead of time. This is why I strongly emphasize premarital coaching, and why premarital coaching or counseling, I'm a coach, so I call it coaching, why premarital coaching is so important, because you want to know what you're getting yourself into before saying I do. And so let me share with you 5 recovery tips on how to recover from those 3 examples that I just shared with you. And so the first thing you want to do, for some of us who've already been in this relationship, maybe you're married to this person. Maybe you are, you have a child from this person, and now y'all in a relationship, and y'all been dating for a while. So one thing you want to do is make amends with yourself. You want to make amends with yourself. You want to forgive yourself. If you're not married, the one thing I want to emphasize, you want to go to God in prayer and ask him which direction he would have you to go, which direction he would have you to go. And then if you are married, I would just say, seek the counsel of the Lord. Seek the counsel of the Lord. One thing in my sessions, what I do not like to do is tell a person to divorce their spouse. That is not my area. That is not my place. I don't do that. Neither do I want to be the person who tell you to end your relationship. So I am quick to send you back to the Lord and ask for God to help you. I am not in the position or place to tell a person to end their relationship or to bring that relationship to an end. I am there to coach you and tell you and give you what I feel like the Lord is giving me discernment on, and share it with you in that way. All right. The next thing you want to do is allow your spouse or that person that you're involved with, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you want to give them room to feel, chill, and heal. You want to give them room to feel, chill, and heal. And I know that sounds like, what you mean feel? What you mean feel? They need to know. They need to know that we need this space. I'm gonna let you do what you gotta do to get yourself together. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get myself together. Hurt takes place before healing. And this could be a process, but it's definitely something that is necessary. Once you have gone through those stages and you find out that this person is not the person that you think they may be, and you find that this person may not be the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, or if you are in a place where you are already married to that person, and now you're in a place where I don't know if I want to continue in this marriage, you need to give that person, and you also need to give yourself that time to feel that freedom, to chill, to heal. Get counsel from the Lord. I put everything back on God, because I don't know why people think in life they can do life without God. You need God in everything. So I say, give yourself some time to feel, chill, and heal. The next thing, especially for my married couples, I would emphasize, take the limits and expectations off. Take the limits and expectations off the relationship, the marriage, the person. Take the limits and the expectations off. For my single couples, I may tell you, you may need to take a break or assess the relationship and see what it is what God will have you do next. You may need to, take some time to yourself. You have to get that type of counsel from the Lord. God needs to be the one instructing you. Now, I do want to stop here and just say this. If you try to do it in your own strength, if you try to do it on your own, in your own counsel, or when you are counsel of a fool, if you try to do it that way, I can guarantee you this, you're not going to get God's perfect will for your life. You will not get God's perfect will for your life if you try to handle the situation on your own. So I would just caution you to make sure that you take the counsel of the Lord, to get in communion with him and see what it is that he would have you to do. The next thing I would say, which is the fourth thing, I would say to extend grace. Extend grace and witness like Jesus. Extend grace and witness like Jesus. Now, a lot of times I deal with the unsaved person, the unsaved believer. the unsaved spouse, the unsaved individual. So a lot of times I don't deal with Christians in particular. And so one of the things I do like to do in my sessions is get a person to start thinking differently about their stand and where they are as an individual, and not necessarily force them or try to put pressure them to turn to Christ. But why would you want to come to a Christian marriage coach or life coach if you wasn't a Christian? And so I don't mind seeing you if you're not a Christian. I actually enjoy seeing you because I want to be able to help you get to Christ. But at the same time, it's like, why would you come to me if you're not a believer? Why would you? I basically help the ones who are married to a unbeliever. They may be a Christian, or they may be, made a decision to give Christ their life, and now their spouse is not there yet, or the person may be in a relationship with somebody who proclaim that they are Christians, but they're not, and they're not walking in that way. And so I usually help people turn back to Christ. So you want to extend grace and witness like Jesus. Married couples, you basically are laying your life down for your spouse in this place. You're laying your life down for your spouse. And singles, you may want to take a season off to let God heal you. And then the last thing, and my last point, a wounded person needs to experience God's love here on earth, not their wrath. If you have any desire to get married, if you have any desire to remain married, you have to understand that marriage is a ministry. Marriage is a ministry, and it takes work. And so that is my tips I have for you on recovering in the marital covenant or in your relationship. If you're going through anything hard or going through anything that just seem kind of off, like you don't really know about this person, you don't know if you want to continue with this, those are my tips that I have for you. So at this time, I would like to know if any of you may have any questions or anything that you want to ask me. I am an open book at this moment, and I'm gonna give you a few moments to decide if you want to ask Coach T a question. Hey, y'all. Hey, London Bridges. Hi, Mario. I don't know hi. I don't know how this thing works. Really, I wanted to bring, people in, but I don't want to take no chances and mess something up and end up cutting y'all off. So I'm going to just leave it as is. But if you have a question, you can type in your question and I can answer. I would love to answer any questions that you may have, just to kind of share with you a little bit, to see where you are and see if you have any, if you are married and you may be going through a tough time, or you know someone who may be going through a tough time, maybe you can ask a question for them, or if you know of someone, or whatever. I'm willing to answer your questions, because I don't want to stay on longer than 30 minutes because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a YouTuber, and so usually I just get on YouTube and I do my videos. I make my videos and then I just post it, and that be that. So I don't really know how to do this part as well. I think it's similar to Facebook Live, but I haven't did Facebook Live in a long time, so that's why I'm kind of like where I'm at now. If not, you guys can always inbox me, send me a DM, whatever, however that goes, how you send messages, that'll be good too. Now, I do have a shirt, which I said it has the words on there. And then on the back, it talks about lifting the marriages up. Basically, like I said, my coaching / ministry is about lifting marriages up. I do try to help couples go into a forward direction. My ultimate goal is to reconcile you to Christ, to reconcile you back together as a whole. And if you are single and desiring to get married, to help you make a decision on what to do as far as going forward in your marriage, with marriage, or putting the relationship on hold or on pause. And so you can always inbox me. You can visit me on my webpage, Marriage Chronicles by Tanika.com, Marriage Chronicles by Tanika. And I'm going to actually put that in here. I don't know if I can pin that. My son done left the room now, so he's probably, yeah. You can always inbox me or send me a message, or you can go on my webpage and it actually have a form that you can fill out where you can connect with me. Listen, let me tell y'all about my crab cake situation before I let y'all go. So I was supposed to have cheesecake and crab cakes with y'all. Called the doggone Papa Do's to get my crab cake, and they tells me they have temporarily taken the crab cakes off the menu. How y'all gonna do that? I felt like they was really being haters today. So I was forced to get cheesecake, a cheesecake meal from the Cheesecake Factory. I usually just get my cheesecake from there, but I was forced to get the meal, which is one of my favorites. I got the chicken and shrimp jumbo, so that was really good. I've had a really awesome birthday. I had so much love. I really, really appreciate this. This quarantine birthday has really made you look at life a whole different way. I'm in my last year, in my 30s. Jesus, help me, Lord. And I am just thankful for God to have breath in my body, to have strength in my bones, and to be able to be here. But it has definitely given me a different way to look at things and look at life, especially going forward in this year. It's almost like God is saying, you got work to do. You got work to do. Like, you know, I don't want to waste no time. I don't want to limit nothing. I want to do everything it is that God is telling me to do. So if you are seeking a marriage coach, a marriage life coach, and you desire to take some sessions, listen, look me up on Marriage Chronicles by Tanika.com, or you can DM me. Now, in order for me to give you this free t-shirt, I need you to send me a DM. I want to give you a free session. DM me if you are looking to have a free session. I want to talk to you for a few minutes and see if we can sign you up for a session going forward. If you have anything that you're dealing with, that you're going through at this time, DM me for that, and we can get you this free t-shirt. Just want to talk to you for a little bit and chat with you and see how that goes. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming in, for joining me on tonight. This is one of my pamphlets or whatever I have for my life coaching sessions. I do give 30-minute free sessions for my couples, for my married couples. This is actually for the married couples. You get 30 minutes free. I do that for you. As I said, I do premarital coaching for the couples who are desiring to get married. And then I end up marrying you. I also marry you. I am starting this Saturday, a 15-minute session on Saturdays at 10 a.m. just to talk with my wives, especially during this quarantine time. I've been hearing people trying to divorce, people making plans, people making arrangements, people trying to get out of their marital covenants, people trying to get out of their relationships. I don't know what that foolery about. So I am definitely trying to speak to the people before, hey boo, I am definitely trying to speak to the people before they make a decision to exit out of their relationships. It could probably be saved. It could probably be saved if you just head over and DM Coach T. I can help you. Let's talk. Let's chat before you call it completely quits. Listen, marriage is hard. Life is hard. I feel like everybody needs a coach, someone who can journey with them and help them to do life in general. Just do life, period. Life is hard. And right now with us going through so much, everybody needs somebody to talk to. So if you are a wife or know a wife, or you plan on being a wife one day, join me on Saturday for 15 minutes. I bring a topic or a question and give ladies an opportunity to kind of like vent or share, what they want to share, ask questions, get some type of advice, and help you in that way. I was trying to get right at the 8:30 point. I was trying to keep talking to you guys till we get right at the 8:30 point. Listen, I might can do it. I am one of those Georgia people, like, they open up our area. And so, I just want to let y'all know Like, I don't know how y'all communicate with God, and I don't know what God may be telling y'all, and you have to definitely follow the steps and the orders of God. But for me, I had a talk with God. I actually had a talk with God earlier in the month because it was my birthday month, and me and God know that for me, for my birthday, you know, I do things. And so with this quarantine thing happening, I've been really, really good. I felt like I've been really, really patient. I felt like, and all I really asked God, like early in the month, like way early in the month, was could he just see if it's any way, without me being insensitive to others and without me, you know, taking other people into consideration and stuff like that, if he could just see about making some type of arrangement for me to get my eyebrows did and my hair and my nails. That was my only request. I ain't really want nothing else. I didn't want to do anything else. I just simply wanted just to get my eyebrows did and get my nails did and my hair. And so I went and I went, but it was fine for me. It was fine. They taking only appointments. You can't just go busting up in there. They have a limit. You know, you might want to call your local nail person and see, you know, what works for them, what works for you. I don't know. And you definitely want to, you know, take precautions and see how God will tell you to handle your situation. But for Coach T, I had to go and see about it. And so that's what I did. And I'm so thankful that I did. And I did have a backup person. Shout out to my girl Emerald, who was willing to do it for me. And I appreciate that. But, cause me and God had talked about it already. I just felt like that was a prayer. I felt like that was a prayer that he had answered for me. So I appreciate him doing that. And so I just want to let y'all know that, you know, use precautions, you know, pray. I was very oars up. You know, they don't let you come in. You have to have a mask on. They had their gloves on. It was real good. You know, we laughed and joked, we reminisced. It was real good because I needed it, and they took care of me. So I just wanted to put that out there. So listen, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me on my first time live. Y'all see my birthday balloons? Yeah, I went and got that today when I went to the dollar store. It was good for me. Jerry, you want to join? Do you have a question, Jerry? Okay, I don't know what that means. Maybe you were just waving. Okay. Well, I was trying to give people time to see if they had a question, and I was trying to run my time up to at least 8:30 to you know, make sure I, you know, did this right. So when I do it next time, I'll be good. But Jerry, do you have a question? Do you have a question about marriage, or, you know, for yourself or for someone else, or either way it goes? You can DM me, you can send me a message, or you can go on my webpage and fill out the form and connect with me that way. Listen, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you guys for making my birthday extra special. Blessings to you all. Good night.